I'm going to be controversial here. The grannies deserved it.
Piss and poop.
And this is USA Today, so this is like... Welcome back to Off the Air, your top 10 listicles podcast. As always, I am Noah, and with me, also as always, is Dave. Say hi, Dave.
What it do, party peoples? Are you ready to get listed?
I can't wait to get listed today. I tell you, we've had some bangers in the past, bro, but this time we're coming at it with the top lists of all time. But before, as usual, I just want to hit you, Dave. Would you rather swim in a pool full of Nutella or a pool full of maple syrup? Time's on the clock. Let's go.
Oh, you know me, buddy. I love to get all nutty, but I gotta say, the Canadian way is going to be me today. Maple syrup, no question about it, my guy.
Oh, Canada, that's right. Maple syrup. Honestly, I got to agree. Maple syrup feels to me like the best idea for a swimming pool. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you could walk on a pool of Nutella. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to do that. I want to swim, brother. I want to swim.
I don't want to get all muddy, and trust me, I don't want none of that Canada dry. I love me that Canada sticky.
I don't know how to respond to
Yo, we're only 2 minutes in, and I've already got him jokified.
This might be an all-time record. God damn it. I gotta come back.
Bring it back, homie. Bring it back.
Honestly, this is a top 10 moment for me, which does remind me of the top 10 weirdest laws passed in every state, which is actually, that means it's 50 states. So ignore the top 10 parts.
You know me, buddy. I like to bust and I like to break. Hit me with these laws.
All right, I want you to give me a state, any state at all.
What is the state of all time? Let's see. Let's go with no one ever talks about the state of Nebraska. Let's go Nebraska.
So true. Show me Nebraska. Fucking hell. No marriage if you have a venereal disease. It's illegal to get married in Nebraska if you have a venereal disease, though courts have later clarified that if the spouse is aware of the disease at the time of marriage, they can't try to annul the marriage later on these grounds. Use protection.
Oh man. I tell you, your homeboy definitely would be allowed in that state.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I was wondering, what do you think a weird law in Idaho, the potato state? What are you thinking?
I mean, if I had to guess, my man, my brother, I would assume that using a potato in any sort of way that is sinful, because we are in the Midwest, would be a criminal act punishable by mashing.
While that may be true, that is not the craziest law out there. The craziest law is that cannibalism is illegal, except in extreme circumstances. In Idaho, you see, it's clarified in the law that if it's a legitimate, it's a legitimate defense to have committed cannibalism under extreme, life-threatening conditions is the only apparent means of survival. Well, I'm not going to be going on a vacation with you, am I right?
On one hand, I get it. It's Idaho. I understand there will be many situations where you may have to just eat somebody. But on the other hand, that's hot.
That's hot.
Top 10 things to do in Idaho. Eat somebody in a life-threatening situation. Hooah!
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, God damn it. I clicked on Pennsylvania. This is ruining the whole thing.
Oh, you gotta hit it. You gotta hit it. You can't quit it, my guy.
If you live in Pennsylvania, don't try selling your child. State law stipulates that a person is guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree if he deals in humanity by trading, bartering, buying, selling, or dealing in infant children.
You know, I was gonna make a quip about this, but that might reflect poorly on my standard and character, so I will not make a quip about this.
Like the I got no quip for this. I gotta be honest. The only thing I'm thinking is, why is this a weird law? This is a very reasonable thing.
Well, if we're gonna be honest about it, I think the cannibalism one is also reasonable.
Illegal except in like I guess that makes sense.
Like if you crash in the wilderness in a plane and like, I don't know, it's the dead of winter, everything's hibernating or gone, and you have to eat people to live, like,
See, I feel like that's like one of those like common sense things. Like, obviously, if you're eating people and you just live in the city and you're like, hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Jeffrey, and today on Weirdest Eats, it's your brother, but like, I just feel like it's weird to have someone be like, isn't it weird that you can't sell children in the state of Pennsylvania?
Who wrote this article?
Probably someone from Jersey. You know how Pennsylvania is, always be selling children because Pennsylvania sucks. Actually, no, let's see. Can I see who wrote this article?
Free my kids in Pennsylvania. Get them out of there.
I found the person's name. Oh no. Oh, that bums me out. I was really hoping that her name would have like a link to like other articles she's written. This is USA Today, so this is like a legitimate news source.
Yeah. Okay.
let me rephrase. More legitimate than some of the other lists that we will be perusing this afternoon. Dave, why don't you hit me with one of the top 10 lists that you have discovered today?
All right, my guy. I got one. I dug it out of the deep gold mine of listverse.com. Shout out.
You went to the deep web. Ooh.
I went so deep, my guy. My listicles are so low hanging. No cap.
No
it's
cap.
Nuts.
These lists bussin' for real.
All right. So I got for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Now, we got under bizarre and weird stuff categories, top 10 incredible smells.
Top 10 incredible smells.
Fact checked, I might add, by
checked
the author of this article, Jeffrey Frenner.
Let's go.
So you might be able to smell what The Rock is cooking. But have you ever smelled these things? Between the numbers of 1 and 10, give me a number.
Let's spin the big wheel. Click, 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 click. 3.
All right, number 3, coming at you on the list of top 10 incredible smells. Ancient Egyptian temples.
Ancient Egyptian temples. Honestly, you know they had to be smelling some sort of way.
So the author real quick says, the most common smells were lotus blossoms and other marsh plants and reeds. The scent of the lotus is extremely sweet, like fruit, and while that sickly sweetness would have dominated, the dank marsh plants would have had an underlying scent of water and, get this, dirt. Also, the next likely odor of the temple would be that of food, offerings to the pantheon of gods. So
now,
like baked
hold
bread
on a
and
minute.
meats.
I'm noticing that you said this was a fact-checked article, but that sentence was would likely be. So you telling me that this author didn't actually go back to an ancient Egyptian temple at the time when the smells would be there? This seems like meaningless speculation to me.
To be fair, they do preface this number with, my dream of becoming the next king of Egypt didn't came to pass, but I never lost my fascination for the place. As far as I'm concerned, that is all the proof I need.
You know what? That's all the proof I need. That's what I'm talking about.
Can I get an Amun-Ra?
Amun-Ra. That's a fantastic smell. Now, what if you hit me with lucky number 7?
Number 7 is the Palace of Versailles.
You know, I was expecting some slightly more conventional smells, if we're being honest. But I'm excited to hear why the Palace of Versailles would be number 7 best smell.
We all... these are, to be fair, these are incredible smells, not necessarily best.
Oh, my mistake.
To quote the article, we all imagine that life was full of delightful perfumes, pastries, princes, and pompadours, but what we don't imagine are the other 2 P's. piss and poop.
Excuse me. Yeah. You know, I never do much think about piss and poop. You got me there.
I could describe more of this article, but woo! Can smell it already. This article is something fine. Good Lord.
God, I love this article. This is incredibly chaotic.
This article goes so many ways. There is you could not, I guarantee you could not guess
Any of them.
half, maybe one.
I'm going to guess one. I'm going to guess one right here, right now. We're looking at historical locations. We're looking at big locations, and nothing's bigger or more historic than the Roman Colosseum.
Oh, snap!
Oh!
That's number 6, baby! You got it!
6, I even got the next one! Holy fuck!
For all the people playing at home, I did not send this man the list. Despite my better judgment, he has guessed number 6 on this list.
Now, personally, I feel like the Roman Colosseum wouldn't smell necessarily good. There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of dust, there's a lot of sweat. But there has to be good party foods. That was where the circus was held. The Circus Maximus, if you will.
Actually, this might be the most interesting thing of all. Okay, so you were right about the blood and the dust and all that. But according to this article, it says above the heads of the paying guests was an awning called the Valerium, the purpose of which was to protect people from the harsh sun and to keep off the rain, should any fall. Additionally, cleverly concealed tubes would continually spray perfumed water over the awning in order to partly minimize the odor of death, but also to moisten the heads of the spectators and keep them cool. Your head was not wet if you were at the Roman Colosseum. If you came back and you said, I went to the Colosseum and I slapped your head and it was not wet, I would know you were BSing me.
God damn.
God damn. God damn.
This is actually really interesting. I'm looking into the Valerium right now, and it's like an architectural wonder to a point because it's so big.
So big. Imagine. You think it would smell like good stuff, or would it be like when you get the perfume in like the mail, you get the scratch and sniff, but just like that times that a million?
It smells like paper and kind of perfume.
You think that covers up the scent of death?
Depends on how much paper you have.
It's a good point.
Oh, wait. Dave, are you ready for the top 30 candies of all time as posted by Candy Funhouse?
Oh, hit me with it. Oh, hit me with it.
Number 1 on the list is the Nick L. Lips wax bottle candies.
I believe it. I firmly believe it.
Number 2 is Necco wafers.
They're not Smarties, but I'll give it to them. They pretty good.
Number 3 is Sugar Daddy Milk Caramel Pops.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Now here's one we might agree with a little bit more. Number 4 is Pop Rocks.
Okay. I see it. I'm feeling it on my tongue right now.
I'm starting to feel like this list goes from worst to best because the candies as it goes down are distinctly getting better. I don't think they understand how a top 30 list works here. So we got nerds, we got jawbreakers, we got saltwater taffy, and number 7 out of 30. That's a bit of a low blow, but okay.
That is a lot. As someone who has spent many a summer on the Jersey coast, that is too damn low.
That is too damn low.
Give
Jolly Ranchers should not be above saltwater taffy.
No, they should not.
Although I will say I've had some mighty stale saltwater taffy in my days.
That is fair. You know, last night I was talking to a good friend who mentioned that they had, and can you believe this? They had in their possession and later in their mouth a pickle-flavored saltwater taffy.
A pickle flavor. Will wonders never cease?
Honestly, I thought, you know what? I'm listening respectfully, but I gotta be real with y'all. I would try that in a heartbeat. Not gonna lie.
Now, you know what? After all of our commiserating here, let me tell you about one of the worst drinks I've ever had in my life. Are you familiar with 99 bananas?
Is it anything like 99 Luft balloons?
I wish it were, because I'd much rather drink a liquor that tastes of rubber than what 99 actually tastes like. 99 bananas, well, the 99 line, I should say, is a flavored schnapps that is 99 proof. So you don't need a lot to get you there, let me tell you that. Dave, let me tell you about 99 pickles.
Hey, yo!
You open up and the first thing you taste is sugar because it's schnapps and it's sweet. And the next thing you taste is salty pickle. And then you round that out with grain alcohol. Truly one of the most horrific flavor developments of my life. I literally do not know how to convey how atrocious it was moving from sugar to pickle.
It sounds like you got a whiplash.
Just a little bit of whiplash, I tell you that.
More whiplash than being in a Johnny Test cartoon.
My goodness, this is a bold statement. Junior Mints at space 14 on this list. Junior Mints, it's
No, I know.
Are you familiar with in case the listeners aren't, a York peppermint patty, but bite-sized with hard chocolate instead of soft. Now, actually, Dave, I have a question for you.
Yes?
Are you one of the weak-minded men who says mint and chocolate are a bad combination? Or are you a true, as the children say, Giga Chad?
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, no!
Here's the thing. While I am not especially fond of it myself, I cannot deny the flavor combination is powerful and also banging.
Banging, indeed.
It may not be the thing for me, but I do remember, what were they? They were a chocolate candy. I think the logo was like a mountain. Maybe they were called Andes or something.
You may be indeed talking about Andes Mints. The chocolate mint.
Those are my thing. Those are my thing. My thing-a-ding-ding. Because those have, in my opinion, a good mixture of both chocolate and mint. But sometimes I can be overwhelmed.
That is incredibly, incredibly understandable. It's much like, shall we say, the Reese's Cup conundrum of the correct balance of chocolate to peanut butter. Why the fuck is candy corn at spot 19 out of 30?
I think this list just invalidated itself.
Like, what? Lifesavers beat out M&M's, Hershey Kisses, and Reese's Cups?
Hell no. That's not okay.
Cotton candy? Packaged cotton candy? Packaged cotton candy? What the fuck is a razzle?
Oh, Razzles. Actually, they're...
Double bubble bubble gum is spot 29?
What's number 30?
Twizzlers? What?
Annie M. It's
What?
a Twizzler.
Now, I don't even like peach rings, but peach rings aren't on this list. They need to be on this list. That's an iconic candy.
Speaking of... let me take a side tangent for you. Speaking of iconic candy, do you know, and maybe we had this conversation, are you aware of the circus peanut candy?
Oh, God, I am indeed aware of the circus peanut candy.
Did you know that they sell across the pond,
As it were,
across the pond, they sell a variety of circus peanut candy, but it comes in a different shape and possibly different flavor, but I'm not entirely sure.
what do they call it?
It's two nouns. Two nouns. I want you to take a guess before I send you the link of this item.
Circus peanuts. Now, do they by chance be calling that the king's nuts?
Sadly, no, as they are not nuts.
Thank the Lord. What do they call it then, if you wouldn't mind telling me?
They call them. They call them shrimps and bananas.
Shrimps and bananas? Why?
Because some are yellow and some are pink. I assume they're the same shape. I don't know.
Shrimp? Shrimp. They're fruit flavored.
Shrimp and bananas.
Why? Why is I'm on the Amazon page and it says brand, brat, flavor, bananas, but down at the bottom it says occasion, birthday. Why?
Why does it rank 2,822 in hard candy? They're not.
It's hard.
It shouldn't be.
Not if it's circus peanuts.
It says fruit flavored candy foam shapes.
Does it? Questions and answers. Does it taste like shrimp? No, they do not taste like shrimp at all. It's just a sweet foamy candy.
These are nothing special in my opinion. Taste just like circus peanuts. Didn't taste any banana flavor or anything else. Just sugar.
Banana.
These are hard to eat and couldn't return them. Very unhappy. Was supposed to put an Easter basket.
Hey. These are a lot of fun. The shrimp and bananas both have slightly different flavor. And just in case you were concerned, no, the shrimp don't taste like seafood. They are exact same kind of candy as circus peanuts. You know, I gotta be honest here, Dave. Have you ever thought about the fact that old people had bad candy, and they're trying to punish all of us for them having bad candy by introducing us to it?
You know, I think you might be onto something there. Because they had some... I mean, this is the stuff they charged, what, pennies for? Penny candy? No wonder it sucked. Because all the good stuff was at least a nickel.
At least a nickel.
At least a nickel. Unbelievable.
I will say I do love
disagree
bulk candy
massively.
sometimes, but some of these lists are just god-awful.
Well, do you want to get awfuler?
I want to get awfuler. Dave, you hit me with that list. You hit me with that list.
So we have, again in the bazaar, oh my goodness, oh my damn. This one was by a different author, but it was also fact-checked by Jimmy Frater.
No.
This is Top 10 Cursed and Haunted Household Items.
Oh,
These
I tell you, if the hand-cranked whisk isn't on there, am I right, everyone?
The melon baller.
You know what? Yeah.
It's like an ice cream scoop, but for grapes. And how come it's perfectly ball-sized? I think that's cursed.
It do be ball-sized. It do be ball-sized. Well, there's one. Hot damn.
All right. Okay, so these look like they are supposed to be specific haunted items from certain things. So it's not like the toilet brush in everyone's home is haunted and or cursed.
I do believe that. Not mine, of course, but every other one I've seen is distinctly haunted and cursed. In fact, I believe many people would say that every toilet brush that is not theirs is haunted and or cursed.
Wait, hold on. Are you telling me that Annabelle the doll is real?
I hate to tell you this, Dave, but Annabelle the doll is, I believe, a Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh my goodness. I just thought that was a thing, and if they said, based on a true story, it was like, like Hidalgo, where like something was real in that story, but the rest of it was BS. Nah, this doll is cursed.
No, it's cursed as hell. If you look at that doll wants to cause problems.
All right, so that's number 4 on the list. I just wanted to point that out because that caught me off guard. A lot of these seem to also be paintings, and I would just like to put at honorary number 11 on here. All AI generated art is cursed.
I would
haunted.
agree. I would agree. Distinctly so.
And you will lose your toes if you make AI art. I'm just saying. Also, your dick shrink.
It's true.
Can't
it's
confirm.
True. Yeah.
So on number 10 on this list, I'm gonna rattle them off. If they sound interesting, I can elaborate. So number 10 rather, the Busby Stoop in chair. It was an in chair cursed by Thomas Busby. just before he was hanged for murdering Daniel Audie in 1702.
Now I gotta say, some of these items seem pretty accessible, but some of these seem downright unique and hard to find. But continue.
Number 9, Lodge, the crying boy. Apparently, it is a photo of a boy who is crying. But a painting, but it was a mass-produced print. Apparently, wherever these apparently end up, it causes houses to burst into flames, but then the painting will be fine.
You know, I believe it. This boy is viscerally upsetting.
Okay, so they should have just renamed this article Chairs and Paintings That Curse. Because number 8 is the Belcourt Castle chairs. I didn't even know they had the Belcourt Castle in Newport, Rhode Island. Does that take up like half the state?
At least.
Besides the haunted chairs, the ballroom contains a suit of armor that screams at intervals. The screams are said to be that of its owner, who was killed sometime in March of some year, which is the same month the screams are most frequent.
March of some year.
So they don't know.
Now I gotta be honest, Dave. That to me, that sounds like a load of hogwash. That sounds like a tourist trap trying to trick me into going to Rhode Island.
If you can't give me the exact date someone was murdered, I don't believe they have a ghost.
I'll accept the year.
That's right. We didn't even get that.
Just the year.
We got March. Everyone knows bad things happen in March. That's like, yeah, we knew that. I could have guessed that.
That's like saying you don't enjoy Ohio. Well, no shit, buddy. It's Ohio. Speaking of, the weird law for Ohio is if your dangerous animal escapes, you have to report it to the authorities. Next time you're in Grand Rapids, Ohio, make sure to be careful with your foreign animal. The law requires that the owner or keeper of any member of a species of the animal kingdom that escapes from the owner's or keeper's custody or control and that is not indigenous to this state. God, it's talking about big cats and like exotic animals.
Well, I don't care what happens. If my rabid chinchilla gets out the cage, I ain't telling nobody. Let them figure it out.
I'm moving on with my life. It's not
I ain't
my
got no
problem
time for
anymore.
that chinchilla.
Who
Keeping
does?
me from chinchillin'. Frankly, I'm chin stressed.
Did you know, speaking of the Rhode Island chairs, did you know that in Rhode Island, you could face up to 20 years in prison if you put out an eye, slit the nose, ear, or lip, or cut off, bite off, or disable any limb or member of another?
I assume that refers pretty much to Mike Tyson, and that he is no longer allowed in the state of Rhode Island.
This is incredibly possible.
Is this retroactive, or, it has to happen in the state?
I certainly hope it is retroactive.
No, you put an eye out, you can't come over here.
But I do believe the statute of limitations must be up for Mr. Tyson at this point.
They were like, I saw you on the Adult Swim show, that was funny. Come on in here, you.
Fascinating things here. Cursed paintings, cursed chairs.
Yeah, most of these are... Honestly, half of these look like SCP things. Like, these are cursed paintings that are probably just otherworldly entities trapped on a piece of paper.
You know, that sounds right to me.
Yeah, that even looks like Peanut. I don't know. But number 1 on the list is Robert the Doll.
Robert the Doll?
Robert the Doll.
Robert the Doll. Let's take a look at... Oh.
Kind of looks like a sock monkey. Oh, he's a little sailor man.
Why did I just see a shirtless twink when I Googled Robert the Doll?
Well, maybe the algorithm. What else are you Googling?
None of your business.
So I can send...
This doll is scary.
Is it? I only see the one picture. Guess I gotta Google it now. Robert. Oh god.
It looks like it's a successful film franchise as well.
Oh, there's a creepypasta, so he's got it. You know he's real.
The movie Robert, released in 2015, has 3.1 on IMDb. You know this is a movie worth watching. God, it only goes down from there. Holy fuck. Why are there so many Robert movies? Interesting. Honestly, it does make me wonder, though. Would you rather sip gin with Ryan Reynolds or shoot tequila with Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
I thought you were going to say shoot with Ryan Reynolds or with Robert the Doll. And I'm going to be real with you, Chief. I ain't going near that thing.
Nah, I say, in a list of 250 best would you rathers, they missed their chance on number 69. Would you rather your to only be able to talk to your dog, or for your dog to be able to talk to only you and everyone thinks you're nuts?
People already think I'm nuts, so that's not a problem for me.
That's not a problem at all.
So whatever that answer was, yes.
Yeah. That was a very poorly worded sentence right there. I say some people in the listicle verse seem to be scooping out the lowest of hanging options.
I think they need to be fact-checked by Jennifer.
Honestly, that's probably the best idea. 250 questions to ask a guy. Oh, sorry. 250 questions to ask a guy.
What's the number one question? 250.
There's so many.
Whatever happened to the good old top 10?
Number 250 is what makes you smile no matter what, and number 1 is what's your all-time favorite movie that you've seen a million times?
I think the answer is the same for both of those questions.
Six String Samurai.
Absolutely. Then Red Elvis boys starts singing, and he starts wheeling and dealing. Oh, bless that movie. Have you seen that yet?
I have seen the first 10 minutes, and
I remember that.
And then I do not remember why we decided to stop, because I was having a good time.
You and I can do another movie night then. We'll get N64, it'll be great. I recently sold Jeff on another movie that was kind of not great, but still great.
Oh, what movie was that?
It's called Streets of Fire, and it's a film from 1984.
With Willem Dafoe.
With a young Willem Dafoe, who plays the leader of a biker gang, and at one point is wearing nothing but, like, latex waders.
I see. I do, in fact. I see that. I've got to watch this.
This movie it's not a movie that'll make you go, the cinema, but it is a movie that'll make you go, hot damn, this was fun. A good...
Look at that man.
That picture single-handedly shut my brain off for about a second there. Like a record skip is what just happened.
He just looks so evil. It's perfect hairstyling.
It really is. Oh, he's because he's pale too. Oh, fuck. That movie's fantastic. It's off the wall, but it is fantastic. And what's the band that's in it? There is actually, I keep wanting to say it's the Reverend Horton Heat, but it's not. It's somebody else. Oh, maybe it's the Blasters. No, I don't think it is. Anyway, that movie's awesome. Go watch it if you can. I could go on about all the things I love about that movie, despite only seeing it once.
I gotta watch it now. This is on my list.
You absolutely have to watch it. It is so fun.
Pop this onto my letterboxed to watch list.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sometimes I remember to check it when I'm looking for a movie.
There you go. Oh, Bill Paxton's in it. I forgot about that.
Oh, this is full of good people. Have you ever seen a movie that came out and you remember it coming out, and then you see that the movie was released like a really long time ago? Because that's how I feel looking at Spy Kids 2, released in 2002, when I distinctly remember watching that when it was new.
That feels about right. That's like
that was 20 years ago. This is a childhood movie, like a legitimate childhood movie now. I don't know how to feel about this.
I'm racking my brain here because I'm trying to think of like something along that similar vein, because I feel like that's I've been there, but I'm trying to find an example. I'm trying to relate. I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I'm trying to think of a movie like that. I can't. I know the feeling. I just can't think of like an example. Spy Kids 2. Well, that movie felt like to me, that movie felt like kind of a fever dream.
Oh,
so like when
100%.
the memes crept back, it was like, oh, it's coming back to me. It's coming back. But
God, there's a new Spy Kids movie? That's bad. That is not good.
Yeah,
it looks bad.
It it does look bad.
Joel McHale.
Oh.
At the When did Community start? This movie came out in 2011.
That was, well, he was what? He was on The Soup for the longest time. And then he did Community. He probably did it around that time because he was like in everything. He's one of those guys that just keeps showing up and you're just like, oh.
He was 2 seasons into Community when Spy Kids All the Time in the World came out.
That feels right.
God, this sounds awful. I'm amazed that it's the same director the whole time, but also I'm not surprised to hear that it is bad.
It's what's his name? Oh. Who's the
Robert
director?
Rodriguez?
Robert Rodriguez. It's probably one of these things where he's like, the studio is like, hey, we'll pay you a lot if you do this kind of movie again. He's like, yeah, all right. Either for like actual money problems or, well, I want to do Machete 2 or something, so let me do this. Actually, when did Machete come out?
2010. I just checked. I don't know that off the top of my head, for what it's worth.
Wait, there's 3 Machete movies?
Yeah, there's Machete Kills, Machete Kills again in space, which I don't believe has ever actually been released, for what it's worth.
Does it exist?
I don't... People claim to have seen it.
The poster looks awesome because it's just Danny Trejo with a lightsaber.
Yeah, it's the only information that it has is that the cast is Danny Trejo. I'm pretty sure it was only ever going to be a teaser at the end of the movie. I think that's all it was ever supposed to be. But still, the fact that Machete is a character from Spy Kids 1 that he managed to turn into a grindhouse character who's just like a mess. Is he in Planet Terror too? Let's see, Danny Trejo, where's he at? Where is he? Oh my God. Okay, so firstly, he's in Planet Terror, but also Quentin Tarantino is in this goddamn movie.
Yes!
And his credit is just The Rapist?
Number 1. No, don't get it twisted. He's number 1.
What the fuck? Emma Robin, hot female deputy, uncredited. What the fuck is this?
Oh, what is this
movie? I gotta
movie?
see this movie. I gotta see this.
Yeah. It's got a 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb. It's gotta be something.
Yo, it's scoring high 3s in Letterboxd. It's like, it lives here. It's 3 stars, 3.5, and 4 stars are the primary ranking on this bad boy.
What is this movie about? Okay. Set in Texas, the film follows the survivors of a biochemical outbreak as they battle zombie-like creatures and a rogue military unit.
She has a gun for a leg.
That's cool.
It's like a peg leg that's an assault rifle.
That's awesome. It's like the Scotsman from Samurai Jack.
I'm trying to remember because I know it exists separate from Death Proof, but there is like the movie Grindhouse, the Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino double feature, are movies that are billed together. And I'm so interested in seeing this. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I've never seen it. And I don't know that I want to, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's like, there's a lot of movies that are like I think for me, like John Carpenter's The Thing, I should watch it. I know it's a great movie, but part of me's like, I think I'm okay knowing that it's a good movie. I don't know if I want to watch it. Maybe I'm just a little scared babby man, but you know what? I respect it.
You know, I would sit here and say, oh, you gotta watch it. It's so good. But I do respect the desire to not watch it just because you already know it's good. It's like, maybe I don't want to watch it though.
Part of it might also be, and I'm gonna can I drop can I get a little real right now?
Yeah,
can I get a little real? There was definitely a point around, I think, when the first It movie was coming out, the newer one of the 2, not the Tim Curry one, where I remember watching the trailer and being like, oh, that's something, and then like going to the basement to do laundry and being like, it's dark down here, and my mind going like, so like, what if you turn the corner and you just saw the It clown over there? And I'm like, I haven't even seen this damn movie, and I'm already like mentally bombed from it, and I'm kind of worried that kind of thing would occur again if I watched something like John Carpenter's The Thing.
You know what? I think that is so reasonable.
I can't describe. I'm like, wow. But also, real feel, I'm going to keep on feeling. So, you know, I'm going to swoosh on out of here. I'm going to turn off the light and run back up the stairs.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you. It's one of those things where like I'm not like I love horror movies. I have made this a big enough part of my personality. I think many people know this at this point. Um, but also like I'm so fucking scared of the dark, man. it's it's like embarrassing. The
Nah,
dark
man.
scares the shit out of me.
Nah, man. Look, it's 100% reasonable to be scared of the dark. You know why?
Hmm.
Because human beings did not evolve night vision. We can see pretty good, especially if we eat like the right stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we knew there were big cats out there. We knew there were mammoths and other things that would trample us in the night. We are afraid of the dark for a reason. And that is why being scared of the dark is proper Sigma male behavior.
You
It
know
is
what?
primordial. It is Paleolithic. It is 100% reasonable, my man. And you know what it tells me? It tells me that you got that Sigma gene. That you
I
are.
do have that Sigma gene. I don't
You
want to
are
brag,
a Sigma
but
Chad.
I'm a Sigma male if there ever was one.
You Gigma Chad.
I was telling Nina the other day, she was having issues setting up a sewing machine. And I'm like, oh, it sounds like you're a soy boy beta cuck who needs their Sigma male husband to set up your sewing machine. And then I did.
Then I did it. Chad. Did you do it and then start doing the Wolf of Wall Street like chest thumping?
I didn't, but I should have.
You absolutely should have. Next time you get to stunt on your soy boy wife. I just think this IMDb, just googling Planet Terror and seeing Quentin Tarantino in his role in this film. It's so funny.
It's an incredibly powerful thing to come across by accident. That's for sure.
100%.
God, I don't even know how to follow that up. Where's Quentin Tarantino from? Let's find the weirdest law from his state.
I got one for you. You should do that. But also, where's the weirdest place you've seen? Like, what's the weirdest thing you've seen Quentin Tarantino in?
I don't know that I can think of many things I've seen him in so much.
Oh, he's from Tennessee.
He's from Tennessee. All right, let's see. Knoxville boy. And Tennessee, you can't hold public office if you've been in a duel. According to the Tennessee Constitution, it is illegal to hold public office if a person does any of the following: fight a duel, or knowingly be the bearer of a challenge to fight a duel, or send or accept a challenge for that purpose.
Damn, that must have been a problem.
I mean, it was Tennessee.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
dueling.
South Carolina is a little fucking, like, bitch-made state. This is no longer a law. As of 2016, it is no longer a law.
It scares me what you're about to say. What are you about to say?
No seducing unmarried women. A law once made a man guilty of a misdemeanor if he seduced an unmarried woman using description and promise of marriage. Trick them into thinking they were getting married. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, that's different. I thought this was just like trying to be like, hey, you wanna? And then being like, aha, you fool, I'm an undercover cop. You tried to seduce me. You're going to fucking jail.
Arranged marriages only. If you don't got connections, you ain't getting hitched.
So true. I've been saying this for years. People need to adopt that.
That is such a weird, hyper-specific law.
Oh my God. If you know what? If I had been in Maine last night, I would have gone to jail. Because
got caught, but why?
No dancing at a bar that sells alcohol unless the bar has a permit, a special amusements permit.
So it is. Look, can we talk about? All right, everybody knows the South is weird, right?
Yeah.
Tons of like fucked up laws and all sorts of shit. You know who else is so messed the fuck up, but no one talks about it?
All the New England states.
New England,
Every single one of them. Every single New England state has some weird ass holdover from being one of the original 13 colonies.
I wouldn't even say from that. I would say from them being the fact that they were colonized by like
too many people.
The pilgrims, yeah.
So
by
true.
Like just like, oh, we're pure people up here in New England, which means we're really fucking weird. Like dancing? Special permit?
That's weird as hell.
I can't imagine that that's one that's even like enforced. Or maybe it is.
I think it is. It didn't say that it's not active anymore.
That means I can't hit the gritty after I slam a 99 bananas. That's discrimination right there.
It is. It really
That's discrimination against me and my soul. And my soul is religious. So get your ass out of here. Something amendment, something constitution. Get out of here, Maine. Cut you off from the states. Float back to Canada.
Maine needs cut off, but like, can we agree that Kansas has some fucked up thoughts here with the law that says no ice cream on cherry pie?
Oh, that's if I had a you know what?
Oh my
you know
God.
what that is? That's a I don't know if this is picking up, but
Sir, is that a gun? Are you threatening the good state of Kansas?
with my Vulcan EBF 25 Nerf machine gun, yes.
Oh my God. I can't believe it.
It's Kansas, they're no threat.
Yeah, let's see.
They don't even put ice cream on their cherry pies.
It's unclear how the law originated or whether or not it's still technically on the books, but it is not enforced.
Damn right it shouldn't be. You kidding me?
Can you imagine that? What? Okay, so a lot of laws are like a weird colonization and everything like that. But how many laws were some power tripping mayor who, like, someone pissed him off and he made a law against the guy's favorite dessert? Or a governor who's lactose intolerant and sick of getting ice cream on his cherry pie that he just wants to enjoy a nice cherry pie, and he passes a law saying it's illegal to do that. How many laws are like that, do you think?
Too many.
Because, like, some laws, like New York has a law saying that unless you're at a gathering that's received proper approval, it's illegal in New York to be masked or in any manner disguised by unusual or unnatural attire or facial alterations. So, like, no identity obscuring masks unless you're at a party. And that makes sense because many of the laws for New York State are about New York City, you know, and that's like, okay, that's a weird law, but I guess I kind of get it. Whereas, like, you go to Michigan and it's like, you can't get drunk on trains. You go to Minnesota and it's like, you can only play bingo 2 days a week.
Well, after the great bingo crisis of, 1904, they had to stop the granny bingo parlors because suddenly the grannies weren't working the mills. They had to get the grannies back to the workplace.
That had to be it.
Are you not aware of the great Minnesota Pinkerton War?
I'm not.
It was canes flew, my guy. The old ladies used their walkers and rocking chairs to barricade themselves in a bingo hall from a railway that brought in all of these Pinkertons because the grannies were playing too much bingo and not laying enough track.
You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to be controversial here. The grannies deserved it. I know. But you know what? Hear me out here. The grannies need to lay some track.
Grannies need to get out of their massage chairs and get themselves back to laying track.
They do. And I'm sick of pretending that they don't need to do that. You know, this is completely unrelated to anything, but have you ever gone to Google Maps and just checked your timeline before?
No, what is that?
So if you have it set to remember your history, location history, then you can get a map of everywhere you've ever stopped or gotten directions to via Google. So you'll see like a pretty hefty like spew of red like where you live, but if you zoom out, you can actually see like travel paths of where you've been and how you got there.
I'm looking at this right now. My location history is off.
No.
Wait. Manage location history. I turned it off. I probably did turn it off because I was like, hey, I don't need Google to know where I am.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Is just
this would be cool, but like, I don't know if I want them having that info. I mean, they have that info.
Right. That's the problem is like, I want to have it turned off because of like privacy. But on the other hand, I'm like, but what if I had it turned on so that I could enjoy seeing where I've been? And, I'll like zoom out and there's like 5 dots in Boston. One is the Airbnb I was staying at that I have its actual address still. That's wild. Museum of Fine Arts, the convention center, a pizza place, and a brewery. And there's no dots that lead me there because I wasn't driving. So I didn't actually have anything on to like check for gas stations or anything like that. This is so funny. Oh God, I have someone's old apartment in here. Like that's weird. I don't care for that.
Yeah. I mean, I would have the other Airbnbs I've been to, and I don't know if I'm allowed to have that information, if I'm completely honest.
I mean, what are you gonna do? It's Google has it. I was
Google
able
has
to use
everything.
this to access where a hot pot place is, and that was
Ooh.
helpful. Yeah,
Man, speaking of hot pot, I got a gear that's been grinded.
I all right.
So I
Let's
have a
hear
lot
it.
of friends. I have friends who do have done hot pot. They introduced me to it. I love it.
Yeah.
Love Korean hot pot. Love Japanese hot pot. That shit's awesome.
Yeah.
But I have come to know through my older cousin a bunch of guys who are, older millennial, old millennial, late Gen X, with the mindset of, if I go to a restaurant, I don't want to have to cook food. It should just be cooked already.
You know what? I not knowing who these people are, I'm going to tailor my response appropriately. They're cowards who don't know how to have a good time. Because here's the thing. Here's my opinion on this. If I am going out to eat and then I get to go and enjoy the experience of hanging out with everyone, because the experience is what makes the food better. Because I gotta be honest, it's not hard to boil a vegetable in some seasoned broth. It's in fact delicious.
It's called soup.
It's just called soup. Although I will say there is no way in hell I'm going to drink all that broth. That takes up way too much space. Whereas I will go and eat so much fucking vegetable. I love eating vegetables, especially when cooked like that. Because there's vegetables that I don't usually get to see. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. I don't know. It's a good time. Also, the meat, delightful. Heavily, heavily recommend hot pot.
Absolutely. That
it's kind of like
barbecue.
Yeah, I was about to say K barbecue. Like, come on, I don't understand the idea of being like, no, I would never want to do that. It's just fun, It's a good time.
And it's more than experience, because I feel like it does taste different. Like it's something all on its own, and
Food
it just
tastes
bothers
better
me.
when it's social, and hot pot is nothing if not a social event.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Like next time you come up to visit, we're gonna have to go here. It's almost 2 hours away, but it's very worth. Each person at the table gets their own pot.
Oh shit.
Like it's not even a communal pot where someone's about to steal your meat that you've been waiting on.
Will you tell me where is this place?
Well, that is the bad news. It is in Ohio.
Okay.
So you can't let your exotic animals escape while you're there.
I am the wild example. They're gonna put you in jail because I will be there running loose, and they're gonna be like, "Sir, control your pet monkey." You're gonna be like, "No, that's my friend," and then they're gonna be like, "All right, sir, hands behind your head."
Oh my God, I have a wonderful law for us to wrap on here.
Oh.
I was, we saw South Carolina's no seducing women,
Right.
But North
Respecting
Carolina says it's illegal to hold a meeting or demonstration while wearing a mask, hood, or other costume. And my initial reaction was, well, this is stupid. And they have a picture of a man in a gorilla suit, I should say, conducting a business meeting.
only.
And that's a hilarious stock photo. But it then says, while the law sounds random, it was likely passed to crack down on the Klan. And I'm like, oh, that actually makes a whole lot of sense.
Well,
oops. I accidentally just sent the same goddamn Willem Dafoe photo again.
You know how to break me.
It won't let me copy the stock photo because it's embedded, so I can't steal it. So
That's
instead,
okay.
I'm going to screenshot it to send it to you.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny.
Fantastic.
So in kind of in addition to that, I guess North Carolina really did have a problem with the Klan.
They really did.
I showed you pictures of when we stopped it south of the border, right?
I don't know if you did.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, buddy. Oh, okay. So here, I'll try to pop some pictures in here real quick. But basically,
is that a dinosaur?
What's up?
Is that a dinosaur? Oh no.
Probably. Did you Google it?
Yeah, I just Googled it and there was a big T-Rex. Oh yeah, there he is, along with a guy.
Yes. So it was a roadside attraction. It's on I-95 because it runs all the way down to it runs like all the way up to whatever the fuck New England, down all the way down to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going on a vacation, we're going south, we take this place. This place exists on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina, originally because it was illegal to drink in North Carolina. Like, they just prohibition and stuff.
Interesting.
South Carolina didn't have that law. This was made on the border so that North Carolinians could just dip real quick, grab a drink, and then come back.
I love that.
So, of course, there's a lot of really outdated things here, particularly very unflattering stereotypes of individuals of Mexican descent. Which apparently
it seems like some guy named Pedro is their mascot.
Apparently, he was real and was one of the first people that worked there, which is according to the legend, everybody loved him, so they sort of made him the mascot, which, again, not great. But what's interesting is, you might be looking at this and go, oh, wow, yeah, racist South, yeah, I get it. Apparently, because they hired a lot of minority workers, they had problems with, the Klan. And, the dude that owned this place was based as fuck and was like, nah, I'm not, if you want to fight, fucking bring it. I will fuck you up. I will defend my employees.
That's wild.
It is wild.
I think it's a great example of how being progressive works, where at the time, now we look at this horrifically stereotypical looking place and assume, oh yeah, this is super racist, but at the time he was just like, hey, look at this guy, he's my employee and I like him a lot, also I fucking hate the Klan, fuck off.
I mean, they could have done it cleaner. They could have done, and apparently it's gotten a lot less racist. They had a lot of stuff that was much less tasteful nowadays.
Yeah,
but they've cleaned it up. It's not really anything to visit anymore. I mean, it's cool because it's here's this old shit, but it was kind of dead when we rolled through there.
That would make sense.
But
I mean, it's it's no wall drug.
Excuse me.
Oh my guy!
What is wall drug?
If you ever are in South Dakota, you gotta look at wall drug.
I promise you, I never will be, but I'm going to Google it now. Wall drug, South Dakota came right up. Drugstore. Okay, hold on.
So they have
actually, this looks kind of cool. What?
They got dinosaurs. They got
jackalope. It's
a massive tourist trap that you feel like you could get lost in. They have 5-cent coffee.
Oh my god!
Allegedly, I never found the coffee.
It's like Buc-ee's. If Buc-ee's were not,
it's like if Buc-ee's were cursed. We walked in, and we're like, "This is a liminal space. We're not supposed to be here. We better not tell anyone our real names, or we'll never get out." There's a little church. There's a tiny little chapel that's open for anyone who wants to take some time and just stop for a minute.
It's like the back rooms. If the back rooms, that's it. It's if the back rooms were also Buc-ee's. That is this place.
If the back rooms were a fully indoors prospecting town.
I kind of love this. I really want to go see this now.
It's a wild little spot, and I heavily recommend it. It is one of the most interesting and unsettling experiences. I literally couldn't recommend it more. It's a wonderful little tourist trap.
This is why I need money, so I don't have to have a job, and I could just go around America looking at this kind of stuff.
Dude, right? How far away is Wall Drug from me? Let me find out. Because it is too far to make a day trip. But what if it was
South Dakota?
There. There's nothing there is the bigger problem. Is it's there's South Dakota, Oh God, Waldrug's 20 hours away.
You can get there in a day. It's fine.
I'm absolutely not doing that in a day. 2 days at best.
All right, I'm gonna look up the map for this because I want to know. Because one thing I've learned after coming to visit you guys in the summer, I love taking the train.
Trains are a good time.
I would recommend if at any point if you just don't feel like driving across Pennsylvania, I highly recommend taking the Pennsylvanian because you get to see like all the good stuff of Middle Pennsylvania and also 3 Mile Island. But riding in a train is just so it's something. It's so good. Right.
I keep finding bus lines, and that's not what I want.
I'm trying to see if there's like an airport or a train station or anything near this, and I really don't think there is.
I don't think there is. It was literally 60 miles of signs teasing that Waldrug was coming until Waldrug suddenly was like, Waldrug. Because it was like Waldrug, 120 miles away. And then it just kept being like Waldrug, like next exit. And I'm like, okay, we're stopping at Waldrug. I don't know what the hell Waldrug is, but we are going.
That's like the same thing for south of the border. If you're taking I-95 down, like in Virginia, you start getting like billboards that are like south of the border, 200 miles this way. And you're just like, I'm going this way anyway. I guess I'll run into it. Oh, Badlands National Park. That'd probably be fun. They got dinosaurs there. Oh, ooh, Delta 09 Minuteman. See, if South Dakota wasn't just such a big empty space, there would be so many there's like all this cool stuff in it, but it's all separated by hours. I hate it.
Right.
That's lame. South Dakota, you're lame. Give it back to the Native Americans. You have enough reservations. Just let them reclaim it. There's nothing out here. Oh boy. I love attractions. Start sounding like Gene Shepard.
Let's see.
Well, what else?
I think this is it, actually. I think we've got it. No. We're still here.
Oh, okay.
No, I just got quiet for a second because I was looking at Amtrak schedules.
Hey. Oh, are you thinking of taking a ride somewhere?
I was considering. You never know.
Trains are good. You know, maybe a possible trip in the event of a certain team going to a certain superb owl.
That's kind of what I was thinking, hypothetically.
I'll tell you right now.
It's trying to tell me that there is no same-day train connection available between Erie and Philadelphia.
Because there isn't.
Which is, I don't need it to be same day. I just need it to be a connect of some sort. So I'm going to talk to you about that one and figure that shit out.
Well, here's the trick. If you want to take the Pennsylvanian, you gotta go to Pittsburgh for it.
You know what? I can do that.
And I'll tell you right now, the Pittsburgh train station sucks ass. It's garbage, but
yeah,
you end up in Philly, so it's all worth it.
Oh my God, there it is. It's so many trains.
Well, because that was the whole kerfuffle was we were trying to figure out, all right, how the hell do we get from here to Erie? Because like there is, I think, a train that does it, but it goes all the way up into New York.
Yeah,
and
I was seeing that.
Takes way more time. Yeah, so you can either go to Pittsburgh and just come straight across, or you can you can take the train all the way up into New York. Highly recommend the train. It's a good time.
Oh, is this? Oh, you know what? No, before I keep talking, we're gonna end the conversation here. Thank you everyone for listening this week. It was a really good time talking with Dave, as always, because this is how the podcast has always been.
And hey, you know me, I know you, Noah. Thank you for having me here, as always.
As always, thank you for being here all the time, forever and always.
I love being the 100% true co-host that's always been here all the time. If you thought you heard anybody else, go see a doctor.
Quit gaslighting yourself.
Gaslight. You went goblin mode and you didn't know, but now you know.
You know.